I would say it's an investment in yourself. You know, like $1,500. Your first paycheck is going to be 3 times that.
Yeah.
So that's how I look at it.
That's some tea. That's some tea right there.
That's money talk. That's how I look at it.
Welcome back, Hacker Proof fam. We're back again, episode 7 with a special guest all the way from Jersey. We got a Jersey native in the house.
Let's go.
Chinedu, Scrum Master, been doing it for about a decade now. So what's up, man? What we saying?
What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
Doing all right,
Doing
bro.
great.
Good,
Yeah.
doing good. Man, give us a brief intro about
Chinedu is Nigerian too as well. So
Of course.
Facts.
There you go.
I just did that
gotta bring it back.
professional intro.
Yeah, put it in. Yeah.
But yeah, Chinedu on my OB. I moved from Jersey in January. Been 6 months now. Been a lot of fun. I think just trying to like network and doing things like that. But yeah, I've been doing Scrum Master work for about like 4 years now. It's definitely been cool, eye-opening to see a different side of like corporate world and stuff like that. So
how did you even get started in Scrum Master? Like, what is the process of you getting started in that?
So it's funny. So during COVID, so I actually went to school for journalism.
Okay.
So during COVID, I was teaching, and COVID happened. So like we stopped being in person.
Yeah.
So my mom was like, you can't be doing this type of yeah, my mom started tweaking. My dad, same thing, was like, yeah, you have to find something. So my mom was like, yeah, you should just look into this thing called Scrum. I'm like, what is Scrum? Like, what is this thing called, Went on Google, whatever. Like in about 2 weeks, she came back again. She was like, are you trying to do it? I know an instructor. I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. I did it. Me and my sister, we did it not thinking.
Just did it.
Just did it. Bro, we did it. 3-month class, thank God. After 2 months, like we had jobs in November. Like it was
the hot period too. So Scrum Master.
Bro, it was hot in 2020, 2021, like very hot. So I got in at the right time, I'd say. I thank God.
That's
like
good.
I really
That's
thank
good.
God I got in at the right time.
That's good. So I mean, like, there've been some notions about Scrum Master about it being too easy or
No,
for real. Like, do you get like
we're listening.
everybody trying to get into tech?
Yeah.
They look at the Scrum Master immediately. First thing.
That's fine.
Yeah. So like, what you got to say about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think, first of all, coming into tech, I feel like there's so many different roles you can go for, but people come for the Scrum Master role because I feel like how it's set up and how it's like advertised and like portrayed. People say, you come in and, you're just running ceremonies, and that's not technically what it is. Like there's a lot of back end work that goes into being a successful Scrum Master. I think you can get hired, but can you stay at the role?
Can you stay at the role,
and produce value for a company, whatever? Because they're paying you a lot of money in the grand scheme of the world. To do
it's
a job.
It's a lot of money, right?
So so you got to do that. So I think some people come in with the wrong notion of. I think any non-technical role that you're just gonna maybe like kind of glide through is like, nah, you get your foot in the door and then you try to do what you can to learn as much so you can like up yourself in the ladder. You know what I mean? So
what's the day in the life like for a Scrum Master?
Good one right there.
Yeah.
Question I was going to ask.
Yeah, I mean it depends. Like it depends. So I was recently with Skechers. I was with Skechers for 2.5 years.
Skechers, the shoe company.
Yeah, the shoe company.
What did the project Scrum Master for?
Yeah,
No serious Skechers.
Everybody be asking me like, what was you doing at Skechers? I'm like, nah, we was doing some shit there, bro. Like, so basically, like, there I was working with their marketing teams. So like, how like you go into like a Nike store or you go into any store and you sign up to be their loyalty customer.
Yeah.
So those push notifications you get on your phone, customer journeys.
Yeah.
That's what we worked on.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that's what we worked on. But the day in the life is it depends again, like what environment you're in. I know for me, it's, I have my daily stand-ups. After that, depending on
daily standards, can
DSU,
never forget that.
depending if you don't have another meeting, you might set up some one-on-ones with your developers or your product owner, whatever the case may be, just trying to do that. Responding to messages. And I think some people say like, oh, you have a lot of time on your hands. So you got to try and find ways to be proactive. Like, for me, one of the things that I like doing was like giving presentations, like whether it was like on Scrum best practices or like, just something that I could show like, okay, like although I'm not in calls all day, I'm giving y'all some shit that like, y'all can appreciate.
You could be selling some Scrum Master courses.
And like you mentioned presentation, right?
Yeah.
I feel like that's a skill that's been looked down upon. That hasn't been really given.
It's
that
needed.
like, it's needed. Like,
for any kind of professional, you have to be a good presenter.
For sure. Exactly. Got to be able to present.
Yeah. So going into that, I know that I see a lot of courses out there for Scrum Master.
Yeah.
You probably don't, you don't make a course, right?
I was doing courses before and then I stopped.
You stopped?
Yeah.
Is it really needed to like learn exactly how to be a Scrum Master? I keep calling it project management, but Scrum Master is almost the same kind of thing.
Yeah. It's similar. It's not the same. I'd say like it's similar in the ways where a project manager, you're assigned to different projects throughout a year. So you could be assigned to like 7 different projects. Scrum Master, you're assigned to one team that entire year. So you might be different doing you might be doing different projects, but you'll be assigned to that one team the entire time. So you're not really shifting, like, you're not really getting different information. It's just literally the same type of information all the time. But I think if you're trying to be like a good Scrum Master, I think finding a course definitely will help you because it bridges that, practicality that they sell on YouTube. Like YouTube gives you the practical, oh yeah, you're going to be doing this, you're going to be doing that. But the courses actually give you a deep dive into like, okay, what are you actually going to be doing every day? Because they're not gonna, YouTube is not gonna do that. And I would say it's an investment in yourself. Like $1,500, your first paycheck is gonna be 3 times that. So that's how I look at it.
That's some tea. That's some tea right there.
Money talk.
So I mean, going deeper about into being a Scrum Master, right?
Yeah.
So you spoke about being assigned to one team, right?
Yeah.
So that particular team, are they trying to push out a particular product or like a feature or like an app?
Yeah.
Or is it like it could be any type of project at that particular given time?
So it depends again, like on what type of company you're working for. So I'll use like my previous job, Skechers, as an example. We weren't really a product driven team. We were really service delivery team. Let's say we sent you an email and you didn't get the email. We would find a way to get the email to work so you would get the email. Let's say we have a new promo code coming out and we're sending it to all our loyalty customers in California, and we sent the loyalty code and only 10,000 customers got it. They'll work on that. So it really wasn't product driven. But at my new job now, it's a product driven team. They're working on building a website. So I think working on a different side from service side, moving to a product delivery side, I think I've definitely seen some like differences and just like
that makes
approaches
sense.
and different things like that. So
So you talked about compensation and why a lot of people come here because of the money. Right? So how much are we talking as a Scrum Master?
The real give us a rate for entry level, a middleman level, and a senior level.
Okay.
Please don't sugarcoat. So
no, I'm not gonna sugarcoat. No. So when I don't work at Skechers anymore, so I could just say it. So depending on obviously region is a big factor into how much you compensated. I know West Coast usually gives a little bit more, East Coast too. But when I started entry level at Skechers, I was making about 130. And then after 2.5 years,
not everybody knows. Everybody knows how much you should make.
So after about like 2 years, you get a raise and stuff like that. So my final year, I was making like 145. But again, like you have to show why you should be getting that raise. Like, bro, it's a tough process, to really show like, yo, like I'm worth $140,000. I'm not just here just sitting around. And, you know what I'm trying to say? So So yeah, but I mean, typical companies are starting at 120. That's what I know, like 120 entry level, and then you work your way up. And I know contracts. If you're working a contract job, depending on like the experience, between like 60 and 70 hours.
So speaking of entry levels, like, do you need experience to get into that? Like, how do you finesse experience if you're coming from a different career? You know what I mean?
From a different career.
Yeah.
So I think I know that's a tough question, and a lot of people ask me that, and I think for me it's you gotta find a way to apply the technical practicality of the class into what you were doing.
Yeah.
So before I was
right there. You might have to say that one more time.
you have to apply the technical aspects of what you're learning into what your current role is. So like, for instance, let's say you're working at Amazon, right? You can finesse that and say, you're working in the back end at Amazon. Hey, I was the project manager into making sure that, the logistics team was on time and, shipments were on time and things like that. You just have to find a way to sell it and apply the practical side. And another thing I learned is like, the more you dive deeper into like trying to learn about being a Scrum Master, because some people, they just like, they get to the surface level and like, okay, that's it. I'm gonna just build a resume and start applying. Right. Like when you actually start diving deeper, you see that like you can learn more ways to finesse your way in. You can learn the different languages that, okay, I can learn this lingo, come to a recruiter. And I'm like, oh my God, like you sound like you have 4 years of experience, like, that's kind of what I did. I'm just giving you people some gist.
So your degree was in journalism, so you have to be a good communicator.
You literally have to be a good communicator. So that's what I
looking
was
back at, let's say 4 years ago during COVID and now, is the job rate for Scrum Masters still the same?
It's harder now.
Okay.
It's definitely harder now.
Is that just because of competition or?
Because I think market saturation too.
Just with anything. Like the more people know about it, and mostly Nigerians.
Of course,
everybody know about it.
My brother, you on LinkedIn, Chibuke. I said, look at this guy.
because I've been hearing some stuff about it dying out now. So is that true?
So again, like you have to come off as if you know the job. Like I've talked to recruiters in the last like 3 weeks, and every single time I've talked to them, they're like, yeah, man, like I could tell like you've been doing this for like, and I'm just like, like I know this, I know how to do this. So like once you actually land a role and you start working in that role for a year, you're gonna like, oh my God, like, whoa, like I learned so much now that I could actually apply and, adding different projects before. Cause like when you're coming in, you don't have those technical projects that for say like someone like me would have that I've actually been in the role. You know what I'm trying to say? So now you get that knowledge, you get those technical projects and stuff like that. It makes you more sellable to the market. So yeah.
Nice. So how technical are we talking about? Like, I go really technical?
Like again, like I think it depends on what trajectory you want to go for. Like if you want to stay in the Scrum Master route, like there's Scrum Master 2, Agile Coach. Then there's Scrum Master 2, Product Owner. The Product Owner route, you're gonna have to have some technical understanding of what is going on. Like you have to. Like you can't be a non-technical product owner. It just doesn't work like that, But if you're going the Agile Coach route, then it's more of like building on team principles, standing up teams, getting them up to like best agile practices and stuff like that. So that's what I would say.
Talking about agile practices, I know, because I don't really fully understand what a Scrum Master does.
Okay.
But I know in most cases, from my understanding, is that they have to plan the epics and tasks to be assigned in an agile,
in a sprint,
a life cycle.
Yeah, life cycle.
In a sprint.
Right.
So is that what you're doing?
So
in a way?
Yeah. So like, I mean, you're planning that with the product owner. So the product owner, she or he will get the objective from the business, and they'll say, okay, for the next 3 months, we're going to be working on this light feature, and what the product owner will do now is break that feature, that broad feature, into epics. So we're gonna work on an epic will be the button feature, the button epic. Then another epic would be the rotation on the fan, and the third would be the blade, the dimension of the blade. So the product owner now would then look at those epics and be like, okay, what other smaller things can we do to break this down to deliver in the next 2 weeks and sort of like
So in a way, you guys have to really understand exactly the development life cycle.
you have to understand. You have to understand SDLC.
Okay.
Yeah, that's like a must.
Software development life cycle.
Yeah.
DLC.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is a strange one though, but strange. So what widespread myth would you like to debunk about Scrum Master or being Scrum Master?
That's a good question. I think I said this earlier that it's easy. Like, again, like it's promoted as, a role, you could come in and, you're not really doing anything all day. Like, that's not true. Like, you think you're smart and then you walk into some room with people who have been doing this 1965. They've been doing this stuff. So you have, you got
compete with
what I'm saying? With some super OG. So you gotta be prepared to walk into those like settings and be prepared to ask questions like, okay, like, what did your team work on this week? Like, you have to be prepared to answer those questions and know what you're saying because one slip up, they're gonna be like, wait, what do you mean? Who are you? Who are you? And that's happened to me. Like that's happened to me like real life. Like when I first started working at Skechers, I didn't really understand like Salesforce and stuff like that. They're working in Salesforce, Marketing Cloud. So
you think because of some of this myth that you just debunked right now, you think it's due to the fact that the course that are being sold, promoting Scrum Master as an easy certification to get and an easy process to get into a job as a Scrum Master?
So again, I would say like what course you're finding is important. Like I would look at, okay, the course you're taking, are there testimonials or are there people who have had jobs that can speak about it? That's what I did. Like for the lady that I took her course, she actually lives in Austin. She, Austin, Texas. Well, obviously, Austin here. I asked so many people in her class. I was like, did you guys get jobs? Like, they were like, 70% of them got jobs. So I was like, okay, let me use this lady. So but it's you got to just try. I feel like just bring value every time you can. Whether it's like whether you're not on a call, off a call, and also like creating relationships too is also very important because developers, they know when you don't understand the shit. They are the devs, bro. Like they are sharp. You know what I'm trying to say? So like you save yourself by creating those relationships. Yeah, that's true. When they're not gonna like throw you under the bus. They're like, don't worry, Chin. I'll call you after the call and explain to you versus them doing to you
everybody else.
You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, there's a big difference. So
So most of the project management framework then falls into the Scrum Master framework. So, right?
Project management falls into waterfall. It's more of like before step B, we have to finish step A.
Scrum is more agile.
It's more agile. So it's like no matter what we want to. Even if we're like
you're going through sprint circles and
sprint cycles, even if we're producing like the smallest thing, we just gotta have make sure like we have something we can show at the end of the next and
there's a point system to weigh the amount of work.
It's the points the lower the points, the faster the work should get done, and the higher the work, the more complex it is. So
there you go, man. You know your stuff, man. Look at me. I'm putting the ones and twos that I know to see.
So what would you say your favorite part and your least favorite parts of being a Scrum Master is?
Yeah,
that's a good one.
That's a great question. I think my favorite part definitely is like the leadership quality too as well because you have to be a leader in a certain way. Like there's gonna be times when like the team in a retrospective, like there's an action item coming out and they don't know which way to like go. You have to step up, be like, you know what, like I've observed this for the last 2 weeks. I think this is the best way we should go for the team. So you have to like sometimes like
always be able to speak out
and like not hide behind the scenes, like really be vocal and you know, the devs, like the developers and engineers, they will respect that when they see you. Okay, like, all right, this motherfucker, he actually cares. Like, he's just not here just like collecting a check. He cares. So
that's true.
I would say that's like my favorite part, like the relationships, like, you know, getting to know people on a personal level. But the least favorite, I would say, without a doubt, is sometimes the unfair expectations that are put on you. So I think there are some times when you're doing everything you can to make sure the team is trying to get the work done.
I feel like I understand.
Yeah, but it's not in your hand. It's almost like I always use it like a coach. Like, you got a good coach, right? But the players he got are just, he could call all the good plays. He could call everything. It don't matter what he calls, bro. Yeah. The players just suck, and they're gonna blame you.
Yeah, they're gonna blame you.
That's what happens to the Milwaukee Bucks.
Right, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So no matter what, they're gonna blame you. But you gotta have to work around that. You know, like sometimes just work around that. So that's what I would say is like the worst part about it.
Yeah. So I mean, would you say it's very important to have those type of, like, you know, relationships with the devs? Because I've heard in the past that devs don't like, you know, Scrum Masters. You know? So how, you know, important is it to have that, like, you know, relationship?
Yeah, no, I'd say it's very important. Like, at Skechers, I made it a duty to, like, because I'm telling you, bro, I had no, like, when I first started working, bro, I had no idea what they were talking about, bro. They were like, yeah, we're gonna be pulling this from this lambda. I said, what language? Like, it was literally, I was hearing a new language, bro. So like, it's like, you gotta be like, yo, you gotta try and have active listening where it's like, you pick up one or two things and then you come to them and be like, hey, Raj, like, I heard about, like, you know, this journey and why, you know, this point of the journey, why this touch point is failing. Can you kind of like deep dive and explain to me, you know, why it's failing? You know, little shit like that.
Just understand exactly the problem.
The problem. Yeah. And when they see you trying to understand the problem, they're like, again, like, okay, like, he cares. And when you do your daily stand-ups, they're going to give you a more detailed update about what is going on versus just, nothing's wrong. We're good.
We're good. Gotcha.
All right.
It's on the way.
It's on the way. You know?
It's almost like fishing and just having them give you more.
These are shot guys. It's
I'm
like,
learning from you.
it's like you gotta like fish and then, you know, wait for it to
get some back.
Get some back. That's literally just like how it is. Yeah.
So, we're going into the last few minutes. We always like to give the guest member a chance to ask us questions too, and just to get to know us more. So, you got any questions for us, bro?
Nah, I was definitely not. This was fun.
I wish it was longer, but you know, as we go in the future, we're gonna make it longer.
For sure.
This was fun. No questions. Well,
no, I have some questions. Go ahead. I would say, like, for a Scrum Master, for not even a Scrum Master, someone who is looking to trying to get into a technical role or trying to learn a technical role, what would y'all say is the number one resource or number one avenue they should, the first step they should take on that journey? Because I know there's so many different, like...
I think you need to find someone doing the position that you like and just have mentor from them first. I feel like that's the best way to learn first, just to see it from eyesight view of exactly what that person is doing. Because if you can see what that person is doing and how their day-to-day is going, it will make it so easy to know what to learn, so you can start doing the same thing that person is doing.
I mean, for me, I would say you got to make the person know that you know, they have to be down for the ride, for the journey, right? Because this tech thing that we do is no half-ass. Right. You know, you got to go full in.
Respect.
So I'll try to make them understand that, you know, if you're going into this for the journey. Don't be looking for no quick shortcut or quick pay or stuff like that. So, you know, from there, I'll just probably, you know, mentor the person and see, you know, how, you know, motivated the person is. So
because I would like someone, like if I'm mentoring someone, I'd like them to ask me what am I doing and how can I help you. I feel like just coming in and asking me how can I help you, I want to even give you more work and teach you how to do it, so you can take that work out of my hand and just like not take it out of my hand.
I know what you mean. It's like you're giving them more responsibility.
Give them more responsibility and just see them just do it.
It
just makes you believe
help them out.
For
sure.
I think for me, I'll just say, just have to be willing to do a lot of self-development.
Exactly.
Putting in the extra hours at night, even when you're tired. You know, you gotta
10,000 hours.
We all did that too. So
that's what I'm saying.
We all did that.
When I-
all did that, man.
we all did it. So you just have to.
And
be
still
willing to do
doing.
that.
Yeah,
Still, it don't stop either. That's the thing. So
Yeah.
that's really it.
Yeah. No, that's facts. You know, like y'all said, I'm like ending this cloud class, so I'm happy I'm at the end. But like you said, like you got to put in them hours. That it's like, bro, I done came back from a party. And I'm like, shit, I'm just turning the laptop on 30 minutes. Just give it 30 minutes, bro.
That's why
like that.
now that you've been a guest at Hacker Proof HQ, you're officially like not a member, but you're part of the community. So anytime you have a question about,
nice.
Reach out to us, man.
For sure.
Any question you guys have about anything cloud related or incident response.
Scrum Master.
Was it
Scrum Master.
Scrum Master?
Sir.
We had GRC specialists, so we have so many. Any question you have about tech, please go ahead and reach out to our DM or shoot us a DM so we can answer your tech questions.
Sir.
And in that, is there anything else?
Nothing else.
Yeah,
Nothing.
Yeah.
All right, you can close it out.
All right, y'all. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and we'll see y'all the next one. Peace.
Peace.